guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
And we would love it if you would subscribe down below and hit the bell so you're notified when we upload. This is super late, but because we filmed our Best of Beauty 2022 and wanted to get that up, we still wanted to do December favorites because we have so many things.
Like every December, I feel like we always have good stuff. So we wanted to film that today and share with you guys.
Okay, by far, I think my favorite of the month was the Gucci Rosy Beige Blush.
Me too. I couldn't believe I hadn't talked about this previously, but it's because I got it in November.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we didn't put it in Best of Beauty. But Carly got it first, and then I got it when Sephora did their like 20% off surprise sale. And it is just the perfect blush.
It's so pretty.
It has no kickback. Well, it's talc free, first of all. It has no kickback. It's just really hard pressed. And so you pick up like the perfect amount for your cheeks. It gives like a little bit of a sheen. It's the perfect like neutral rosy tone. I love everything about it.
Me too. It's so thin, so it looks so natural on your cheeks. Like, even though it definitely provides like that blushing color, it just looks like your skin. Like, it almost looks like a cream. Like, I love it.
I
do you
like
have
a
it on
powder
today?
blush because it gives you a little more control.
Yeah. Do you have it on today?
Yeah.
I don't, because I have the other favorite I'm going to talk about, but yeah, it's like my new favorite blush.
Yeah, and the packaging is so pretty. I guess the only thing I don't love about it is the price point, but it does say it'll last for 2 years. So
yeah,
that's
and
great.
it's so, the packaging is actually nice. It has like an aluminum overshell, and it's not just plastic, and it's like very detailed. It's like, I could estimate this cost of goods, and I think it's high.
Yeah, that's true.
So I
it's
feel
just stunning. It's beautiful.
Okay, my other favorite blush I have on, it's the Beauty Pie Super Cheek in Perfect Nude. This is just such a nice, like, sheer nude blush. I will say, if you are any darker than, like, I am, I feel like this won't work for you. It's way lighter than I anticipated because I have other colors in this formula, and they seem more pigmented. Like, this one, for some reason, is less pigmented, but I like that it's like buildable. It's just sort of like a warm nude. They describe it, I think, as like a neutral nude. It's definitely warm on me. It kind of looks like that like orangey sort of burnt cheek look. So I think I'm gonna get a ton of use out of this in the summertime. But even like now, it's so dreary outside. I'm like, I'm gonna throw this on for like some color and life in my cheeks. I love it paired with like a warmer bronzer. And I mean, this formula is so good. I already knew I liked the formula, but this is my favorite color in the range for sure. And I'm glad I think it was like a welcomed addition to the line. They didn't really have anything that was like this color.
Okay, during one of the sales, I can't even remember which one, I got the Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Talented. And I feel like it looks pretty dark in the bullet, but it's not. It's like a true kind of like yellow toned nude that actually looks a little bit more cool. Well, it's neutral to cool, I would say. I feel like I was expecting this to be pretty warm because all the swatches I saw online, it just looks like a yellow based nude, which I love those types of lipsticks. But then on my lips, at least, it pulls pretty cool, which I like because I don't really have anything like this in my collection. Sort of swatch so you guys can see. I love the formula. It's really creamy, and I feel like the price point is pretty good for a Sephora lipstick. We both picked this up when it launched. I replaced one of the shades with a single, but it's the Lisa Eldridge Vega palette. I just used this on New Year's. We were just at home, but well, we need to get ready, so we'll upload that. But it's just such like, it's filled with unique formulas, unique textures, and the color stories are all really unique too. I really love this concept. I will say that, like, I think when I used the entire palette, like, some of the shades sort of like blend into each other, like they're a bit redundant, but I still love that you can tell they're actually different formulas and textures. I was gonna say, I think the real kicker is the different formulas.
Yeah, like I think she says there's 4 formulas in each palette, which is crazy. I don't own any palettes like that, especially like a little 6-pan.
The one I use the most is definitely Supernova, the Luminous. Like, even today I put a shadow on and it was just looking a little bit dark, and it just adds like a little bit of like almost like a silvery reflect glitter, and so I popped it on top of what I was wearing, and it just like amps up anything, you know?
Yeah, Moon Swirl is my favorite. It's like the metallic shade.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
It's like a metallic taupe. But the mattes are also so nice.
The mattes are really nice.
I brought this with me traveling when I went to Boston for Christmas. It's the only eyeshadow I brought because I was like, I love how compact this size is.
I love the size.
It's so easy to travel with, and I didn't end up doing any crazy eye looks, but I threw like the mattes in my crease like every day or like all over the lid, and they're just really like good everyday shades. It's so nice. I'm really glad I got it.
And we'll insert a couple reels. Carly did a look, and then I did one with swatches, so we'll insert links to both of those down below. Okay, super random, but I picked up this Lana Lips All Over Golden Dry Skin Salve during an Ulta sale. Again, sometime in November they were doing a sale, and I had wanted to try this for a long time. It just gets rave reviews, and if you guys are familiar with the original Bite Beauty Agave lip mask that everybody loved, it used to have lanolin, which is what made it really effective, but they reformulated it to be vegan. I get it, I understand, but there's something about lanolin that does really like protect and repair the lips. And so I got this because that's the main ingredient in Lana Lips, obviously. And this one specifically was just, had rave reviews as being like an all-purpose balm, and it is so good. Like, it's so thick. I'll insert like a picture so you guys can see. I mean, even you can see like it just keeps its shape. It's so thick, and a little goes a long way. So I use this on my lips. I even put it under my eyes when my under eyes are really dry. I'll put it on my cuticles, on my hands. Like, it is just an all-purpose salve, and it's just a little bit more thicker and nourishing than Aquaphor. Don't get me wrong, I love Aquaphor, but if your lips are like, have taken a turn for the worse, just get this and it'll repair them. I got it because when we got back from like Arrowhead, my lips could not have been more dry, and I don't know why. And I was using Aquaphor there, and like nothing was helping them, and this helped them. So I think it's a winter staple, honestly, and the packaging is super cute.
Okay, new mascara find. It's a L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara. It's new. I did a reel using this too, so I will link that down below. I really love this. It's super black. It really defines each lash and lengthens a lot, and I also think it provides volume. It's a super unique brush, so it does have like a learning curve to get used to. I will say it smudges on me, but every mascara smudges on me.
Do you wear a primer?
I have before, but it like everything smudges. It's just inevitable. So it smudges on me, and then I've had this for a while now, like longer than when I filmed that reel, and I think like as it's drying out, it is flaking a bit, but even with those two things, I still really love it. It's been my like favorite mascara find in like recent months. It's really hard for me to find a mascara that I even like how it looks on my lashes, and I just love how my lashes look using this. So I think it's so good, and I mean, L'Oreal mascaras are always good, but I feel like they take their time to actually develop them, so yeah. I trust, and I always want to at least try them.
Okay, this was a huge surprise to me, but Paula's Choice sent us their, I think it was their Calm Skin line, and I tried the Ultra Gentle Cleanser, and I didn't really have like super high hopes for this because at the end of the day, I do feel like a cleanser is a cleanser, but I will say, well, also, I should preface this by saying we like non-foaming cleansers or like low foam, low to non-foaming. And so we both really love the Cetaphil one that I forget what it's called, but we talked about it before. And that one is probably the most similar to this at like a drugstore price point. But this one, it just has like such a cushion to it. Like, I put it on my face and like kind of do like the circular motions to really make sure it's getting like all the dirt and oil off. And when I rinse it, it takes a little bit to rinse off, and not like it's leaving a weird film, but because it actually is like creating some sort of barrier, like kind of like replenishing the hydration of your skin. Whereas the Cetaphil one is kind of like just very gentle, but it doesn't really give you that extra like cushion, if that makes sense. And so I know this is expensive because it's Paula's Choice, but if you have like a really damaged skin barrier and you need a cleanser that is going to kind of like help repair the skin as you clean it, I think this is a really good choice. It is like really, really calming, like it states.
Okay, we have the same book favorite, and this was one of my, it ended up being the last book I read in the year, and like one of my favorite books
It was so good.
I've read. It's Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. Don't let the plain title fool you. It was so good. So it's like a friends to lovers trope. And it's kind of like The People We Made on Vacation.
But it was also almost enemies to lovers, because at the beginning they didn't get along. So it's a little bit of both.
I guess that's true, but it was brief.
Yeah.
That was a brief.
Yeah.
It's very similar to People We Meet on Vacation. But I saw one review that said like without all the angst, which I totally like agree. Like this love story seemed so realistic, and their names are Molly and Andrew. I don't know, it just seemed like something that would totally happen. They seemed very meant to be. So the only thing that was unrealistic, I guess, was like how long it took them to get together.
Well, we should give a little synopsis.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like jumping into it.
So Molly and Andrew, they meet because Andrew is dating Molly's roommate at the time, and they are both from Ireland, living in, where do they live? Chicago. And so they both fly home to Ireland for Christmas every year. So the first year they just happened to be on the same plane. They didn't really talk. And the second year, this is also very unrealistic.
Yeah.
They happen to be on the same plane. They talk a little more. And every year after, they become closer and closer until they're like very best friends.
Yeah, that's not really spoiling anything. But then, yeah, it follows them. Like it goes back, like flashbacks into, so you see all of their plane rides together. So, like, again, similar to people we meet on vacation. But I liked it even so much more than that. This book was incredible.
Yeah, and then the present day is them trying to get back because Andrew is really into Christmas, Molly is not. So they think they're going to miss their flight because of weather.
There's all this weather issues.
Yeah, but then she's like, no, I'm getting you home for Christmas. And I wrote in my Goodreads review that it was very Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Yeah.
And that's one of my all-time favorite movies. So I love that aspect of it.
Yeah, totally. And it was just... I can't even put into words. Like, just read it. I know the holidays are over, but they made me so happy, and I loved Andrew as a character.
Yes.
I loved Molly too. Oftentimes with books, romance books, I don't know why this is, but I often just love the male characters, and the females, I just don't.
If I could guess, I think it's because usually it's women writing them, and so I feel like the women are writing like their perfect man.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas maybe they're a little harder on the females because maybe some of their own insecurities come
Maybe.
through. I'm not sure, but
Maybe. But Molly, I actually loved. And she's a twin.
yeah, I loved her too. So much for watching our December favorites. We're sorry it's a little bit late, but we had to do this roundup because we had so many good favorites this month.